Hello, everybody, and welcome back. And for you new people out there, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. It's free and we appreciate it. So today's a big day. Today we're going to run her. I'm positive. We still got to get the chain tightened up. We've got to get the ignition done. We've got to put some new oil in it because we've done the break-in. What do we got left? We've got to put the new linkage on the brakes. But after that is shakedown time. We're time to get it out there and run her up and down the street a little bit and see how she runs. Now, she's really not a street vehicle. It's got that full solid axle, so we can only run it a little bit on the road, but we can do a shakedown run anyway. And this weekend, I'm planning on taking her out in the dirt as long as everything goes well today. So let's get those little details done, and let's go have some fun. In order to control the ignition from up front, notice we've got an on-off switch. And this came with the cart. This is original, which is why it looks a little bit ratty, because everything looked pretty ratty when we started. But anyway, to the right completes a circuit and grounds everything. And what we've done is this is the off switch that comes on the Predator motor. So we've soldered and then shrink wrapped it all together to include the ground from the front, because all this does, when you turn it on, when you hit it on, all it does is ground it. It just grounds the ignition, which kills it. So now we can leave this one on forever and control the ignition from up front. I've already tested it and it works pretty good. It's just a single wire. All that does is ground to the frame up front. So the next thing in line is our new linkage. I put this together myself. I just went and got a steel bar and bent it and filed this end down just a touch. It's a good bit heavier than the factory bar. Then I added holes for the cotter pins to hold it in place. This one should have some entertainment value. I think you'll be able to see what I'm doing better than I can. So I'll put that one on. I'll scoot back around to here and put this one on. And we'll add a washer at each end. Add a cotter pin wherever the hole is. There it is, right there, I think. Oh, nope, it's farther up than that. There it is. There you go, that'll hold that on. Let's do another on the other end. Where are you at, buddy? We did that one kind of blind. We're doing this one almost completely blind. And completely blind's not working for me, so let's go over here. There it is, the hole goes straight up and down on this one. And now I don't love this spring. We're going to temporarily use it to pull our brake pedal back. That'll at least get us to the point where we can test run it. Having the brakes hang up on me is a whole lot better than having the brakes not work. Now that we've got hopefully some semblance of brakes, we can put the tires back on. The tire wasn't directly in the way of doing the brakes, but it was close enough to in the way. And there you go. Come on, buddy, get on there. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, let's get her off the stand. You gotta see if the brake pedal seems to work. Okay, she's sticking a little bit, but she's sticking when you go all the way forward. I think it goes past the end point. Might have to make an adjustment on that up front. So let's see now, what have we got left to do to this thing? Got our kill switch done. We need to adjust the chain. So let's do that. Adjusting the chain on one of these is pretty easy. All you're going to do is scoot the motor around until the chain's tight. Since this one's running a torque converter and not a clutch, we don't have anything on the driver's side to worry about. So we'll give these just a touch loose. Okay, where's the other one? Whoop, I think we missed. Okay, that should be enough to move the engine, maybe. That last one's a little bit tight, but we'll find out. Now, pull her backwards. No, that last one's still too tight. There you go, that should do it. Yep, now she's got a little bit of wiggle. And now we're adjusting. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure you get all that slack out of the chain, but you don't want it to be terribly tight either. On this one, we might be at the end of our adjustment. We might have to take a link out of the chain. Nope. She still had a tiny bit left in her. So now we'll tighten and check and tighten and check. Looks good. We might even be a little overly tight on this one. Still looks good. If you get too tight, then the chain will make all sorts of grinding noises. We'll know in a minute if we are. Okay. Now let's put her back on the ground and see if she rolls. Last one took 2 or 3 tries to get the chain just right. Hopefully this one will be a little bit easier. Nope, she sounds pretty good. So she's just about ready for her maiden flight. And now I have to make that final decision. Do I put those covers back on that cover the motor and all the gears and whatnot, or do I leave them off? I decided, even though we've made it a point to make her look nice, I think I want them on because we've got the chain right here. As safety for any kid that might ride it in the future. And we've got the torque converter on the other side. These are all moving parts that we should probably cover since we have the choice. And I'm building this more for an off-road kid toy than I am the last one, which was just intended to go as fast as it would go. And with covers, it covers all that up. And it also has one great side effect. It keeps things from crashing into me while I'm riding it. So anything that gets kicked up won't hit the chain and then fly up and hit me in the back of the head. Let's go ahead and put these back on real quick. There we go. So I started to do this and just jump in and take off. And then I remembered from the a la carte, the crash hat. So I went and grabbed the crash hat. Now we're ready to go. So we're going to switch off to the other one's audio. We're turning her on now. Okay, hit the switch. Everything should be ready. And I idled the engine for a few minutes and already warmed her up. So let's do it. Looks like the brakes are a little bit soft. That's okay. We don't need brakes. This is our first time out of the garage, so it's a little bit exciting. Definitely moves. Under her own accord. We're not big enough to take on a car, not even a little one. Oh, we stalled her. That's because of the low oil pressure thing. We left that on. Oh, I guess I can't start her sitting in it. Okay, we stalled her with the low oil pressure sensor. And I could have unplugged that, but I just don't feel right doing it because I know I'm going to sell this to somebody else and I don't want them to run it out of oil and then blow it up. So that was pretty fun. Oh, and my crash hat saved me again. Now we came into the driveway kind of hot, maybe 25 miles an hour, and it stalled the cart. And the reason it stalled is the oil safety switch. I left it turned on for this because I didn't plan on going quite as fast as I went. She goes about 35 miles an hour, which is more than enough for the dirt, but she's really not a street vehicle. It's got positive rear end, and it's just going to tear things up if I keep on driving it on the road. So we're going to take it out on the dirt and play with it over the weekend, or I don't know, maybe tomorrow. But she's ready to go. And I've got lawnmowers and weed eaters and chainsaws and whatnot sitting here waiting for attention. And it's time to pay attention to those. So all you new people, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.